Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel, Jamie Vlogs. As you can see here, I've got my oil can. I've topped that up so it works. And I've found this drill at a car boot sale. At a market. Well, people call them markets, people call them car boot sale. But I've thought, when I watched John Mills' channel, he's got one. And I thought, not because he's got one, I'm going to get one. I know I needed one. Because I like everything hand done. There's the chuck. I might make sure the chuck, it's not really that badly rusted. But I've noticed the gearing on that one, as you can see there on that tooth, it's very shiny. You can see how well used they are. Really well used. This one's made in England. If that's the right way. Yeah, this one's made in England. Handle. It spins around, it all works. Now see, what I thought about doing is why I've got the oil can is to take that bit off and to check inside there, that bolt goes through there into there. So I'm going to check that and I'm going to make sure it's not as worn. I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to put some oil. Once that's back together, I'm going to put some oil in there, thin that groove and in that each groove, and I'm going to give it a play around with. I've noticed as I pick the camera up, turn it around, it's like an oil. It's like an oil drop. You put oil in there and I think it feeds the bearing down there, which is probably just a steel bearing on steel. So yeah, it's still got original. I think if I turn it around, there's it. It's still got original sticker on. It's amazing, really. So yeah, I thought I would do a YouTube video on it. A little YouTube video. So I'm going to set me phone aside on the oil can, so you can see what I'm doing. Hang on. As you can see here, I'm going to move that to like that. So if I try to get to the sides or something. Yeah, there. I'm going to tie that screw. It's not that tight actually. If you can see. How would you pain if you can't see? Because I'm watching on camera as well as. Hey, that's fine. Now that should come off. I can see it wants to come off. You can see that wants to come off, which it does. That comes off. It does want to clean. But thinking about a clean on it, I don't really want to use any sponges or rags. I'm going to pop down, see if I can find a rag, and I'll come back. Right, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got a rag. It is dirty. There we go, that is a rag. It is dirty, but a rag's a rag at the end of the day. So I want to give that a clean, get all that muck off inside. Now the reason I'm saying I quite like doing videos like these, they find them quite interesting. You know, it is quite nice doing interesting videos like this. I find it really interesting just to see what people watch and to see what people find out and if they watch it. It's nice doing videos like this for a change. Because in life it all isn't fun and games. There's a bit of grass in the way. Oops. There's that's inside now, it's clean. That is the main part. It's very shiny of all the times it had been thingy through. When I put this back on it, like that through the hole, I've got to make sure that tooth lines up, which now it does. But I've also got to think about the slackness. So I want to look at the slack. It's got a tiny bit of slack, but it's not bad once a bit of oil fills in it. So I've done that. Very clean. You find a way to stick my phone up now. I only use that screwdriver as a phone stand, believe it or not. I can stick it on the ground like that and put my phone on it so it sits like that or something. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to, sorry if you can't see. Hang on. My phone might move further back, it might just move a bit. Ah! As you can see, that's my phone. It's the oil can's now here. If you can see it. First time doing videos buying a camera like this. So me holding the camera. Just that. That's perfect. That's my oil can. I got my oil can from a boot sale. I restored it. I've cleaned that up. I use petrol because petrol is a very decent fuel. It's very toxic. It's very violent when it reacts to certain stuff. I've put Nuba seals on the end of that, so now it'll flip and squirt out. Watch. Even it's just freaking perfect. Honestly, it's better than it does before. So what I am going to do, I'm going to sit down on my side, so I can get in the camera. I want to put a little drop of oil, if I can find out where, like that. And what I'm going to do is get my hands and smooth it about, like that. And use my rag to wipe my hands on. What I'm going to do as well, just for that, I want to place that down, put some oil in here. I want to put some oil in here. Clean the hole actually. Take the old oil out, or the bits of metal or swarf that's in it. Or just anything really, it's always got to clean anything out that's going to get oil out moves, because if it doesn't, it'll wear out all easy. I want to just give that a quick turn around. So now that's clean. See? But then it's clean. So what I am going to do is just get a drop of oil. That's about in there. I don't know if I'm trying to do it so you can see. I am trying to do it so you can see. But the camera makes everything awkward. I can do that, I'm not sure how much. That's how much you really need. Obviously I'm going to swish it around. Obviously a bit of oil can't do nothing to protect everything. turn it around because the oil, there's a velocity of the oil and the gravity will help it. I'm just going to do that. That seems right. Doesn't seem too bad. I would say just, hang on. Oh, that doesn't seem too bad. There's oil pretty much everywhere if the camera focuses. So that's just going to go back in now with a damp rag or something that'll go over the top of it. That is going to go back in the hole. So that is going to go in that. Like that. You see the oil? The only bit that's noisy is that in there, and that will do a bit of oil down in the barrel. In there, I will take this off and probably give it a bit of oil in the threads just to make sure it moves easily. So I'm going to put that pin in now. I'm going to wipe the excess off first. You can see, sorry if it's all blurry. Yeah, I'm going to wipe the excess off like that. That's fine. So I'm going to put the screw in. I'm going to use a tiny bit of oil, probably off my fingers or something, and I'm going to put it in. There's a screw. The threads are fine. I put that bit of thread on there because if I ever need to take it off again, at least it's protected. So what I want to do is just have a tiny little bit. That's all it needs. A little bit rubbing off, but that's... And mostly important, it needs some on the washer. It needs some on the washer, so what I'm going to do, I can see it's been rubbing, I want to put some on the washer. So yeah, that will move around as I put it in there. So if I'm doing some things off camera, it is tricky, very tricky. Try and do that with the camera. Put my hands out the thingy. So your hand's going to go over the camera for this bit to find the goddamn hole. That feels nice in there. That's quite good. So I'm going to swap back with the oil can's going to hold the phone now. While screwdriver fit puts it on. Very funny to be fair or not. So that's like that. That's got the screwdriver and everything back. I don't know if you can see. I'm just going to screw that on tight. Very nice and tight, make sure it never comes off. Yeah, put oil on because the oil is going to hit down there, but now the oil's in there, so that feels better than before. Well, that's behind, so I can show you behind where the gearing is. That's how it moves. So all I'm going to do, I want to switch back the screwdriver, and so the screwdriver's holding the phone up. Hang on. Yep. I've got this screwdriver is holding the phone up. Now that was an outtake. That was oopsies. As you can see here is my oil can yet again. What I am going to do, I am lying on my stomach for this, which is rather funny because somehow I need a tripod, but for my phone, so I can hook everything up to my phone. And all I gotta do is press a button for my phone, because that's how I do it on my phone. Everything's uploaded down from my phone. So when I started getting viewers for me, which I always talking about in my videos, so when I started getting loads of viewers, hang on, is that grass taking that up? There we go. Why, when I started getting viewers, I was quite shocked. I've got a better idea of moving behind the phone. It's common sense, I bet you're all thinking. Right, as you can see here, sound might be better, it might be louder, I don't know. But I'm behind the phone now. So as you can see here, that's the thread. Very sorry about the before video. That's the thread, as you can see, it's a bit squeaky. Because it's the rust. That's inside. It's actually better working behind the camera, but still a bit tricky. That's the chuck. I hold everything in place. That's the gear and that's the teeth. Like I was saying before, if it's better now, is that they're very shiny. But yeah, that'll spin fine in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a quick wipe with the cloth. Give it a quick wipe, I'm going to hold it as well and give it a quick wipe. That looks a bit darker. Could took most of the rust off. Took the rust of the rust off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop a bit of oil down in that where the oil can's pointing in there. So I'll do it a bit off camera. Hang on. No, I won't do it off camera. I'll just do it like what can I do it? No, I got a better idea. I didn't realise this had an oiling point. So that'll go in there. I'm going to put this, there's a little hole, if I can see it on camera, there, I can squeeze that. That should oil it nicely. So what I'll do, I'm going to move that oil like that. Just keep on putting oil in it. Pressurising it with oil. There's no effort to go until the oil comes out. Right, the oil's come out the very top end now. With the force of pressure out of that one. Which is clever. Nice as well. So I can use that oil, that excess oil, to cover the teeth on there. Well, bit actually. Oops, the camera. Bit of oil like that. Smother it around with fingers, you know. Like that. And that is a nice thread. It's still going after how many years? What I do is give it a wipe. Oil can also clean, but also can protect. This is the more oil this gets, the better, really. Because now the oil's gone on to that one, it just needs a bit of oil in there. So I'm going to do that as well, while I've got the rag out. Where's the camera? Well, the camera's there, but how can I focus? It's going to go in there like that. That's an angle. What's an angle rate? Something like that, if you can see. Oops. Like that. It's like that, and then that'll just soak in quite nicely, I think. Which it has. It sounds a lot better already. I don't know if you've noticed. The teeth are getting oil, and also the main bearing. That's how free it is now. Nice and free. Wipe all that off. I want to put some oil on that bit. I know it doesn't need it, but it stops any more of the dust coming off. Well, coming back. As you can see, I've just worked it in. You don't really need a vast amount of oil. You don't really need a lot of oil as well. So that's done. And what I am going to do, I want to put some oil on in there. I'm just going to give it a little shake. Like that. Most of the oil is actually in there. Come on, focus. Most oil, well, it is in there. It is in there. And maybe the rest of the oil, that's going to give it a swirl. With the rest, really, because, you know, oil on stuff like this stops further rust and it just looks authentic. So yeah, it does look better, and I'm not going to complain. I've gotten what I want at the end of the day. There's people a lot worse off. There is people a lot worse off. I'm happy. That's what I was saying. I'd rather live with steam engines than I'd rather live with a car, and because steam engines are my favourite, and traction engines are my favourite. You know. This looks a lot better already. Let's coat that in a bit of oil. Some excess oil anyway. Because I think when that gets hit in and out there, it's going to help them move inside. Now I bet Double Boost will be impressed. Right, I've just looked in there. There is springs, so I'm going to put some oil on the springs. Just to help it. And I'm going to put it back on the chuck. And I'm going to... Well, I don't know if you can see actually, but there is springs. Anyway, put it aside. Well, there are springs in there. I might need a better camera, but okay. I'm just going to thread that on there. Like that, so you can see it's thread on. Sorry if I'm not doing it right. I'm doing it on camera. I literally look like looking at the camera. That thread's on there nicely. Better, well better than before. And I think these should before, never could go that far before as well. So I want to give them a quick wave. And that's quite well looked after. It's going to sit in the shed, so that's why I'm not really too bothered about the oil. does work. I don't know how much oil is in there. There's enough oil inside, but I'm quite happy how it's turned out. I'm very happy. The oil's not too bad and it's quite nice, so I'm very happy with how it's actually literally turned out. Now that works better. It really is free and there's no slack on there. You can see it started to itself as well. I'm going back and forth on the stiffest bits. Now I'm gonna title this something about the chuck. Not the chuck, but the whole hand drill. Cleaning a hand drill. Yeah, so I've done that. Mainly just back and forth with the flipping thing. But yeah, I'm chuffed with that. I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy. So I want to show you it running. Oh, it's moving. Now that's pretty good, very good. As you can see, but now since I've done it, it moves quite freely. And quieter. See? Which is the way it should, listen. It sounds the way it should sound, which I'm very impressed. I'll get a close-up shot of it as I'm getting up. That's the whole thing. Polished, cleaned. It's sort of polished, but once I've done with it, it's oily. But I'm not too bothered if it's oily. See, watch. It's off on its own, watch. Hey, I'd like to say, it's made in England, but I would like to say a massive thank you to all the subscriptions I'm getting. If I'm doing anything that needs to be said, or anything that I would say that needs advice on, please write in the comment section below. I'm more than happy to ask for advice, and also for viewers to write in anything they want to write. So please like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching. Also, I keep on saying that, but I have lots to say. I would like to say that there's a steam rally next weekend at Corbridge Steam Rally. I would also, well, put that down so I'm playing with it. I would like to say that there's a steam rally down at Corbridge Steam Rally. I will be down there and I will be helping out on the bigger engines. I will be doing videos and I will be doing videos of inside the firebox, mainly just whistles and stuff like that. So yeah, come down and say hello if you recognise his voice, or if you've been watching me TikTok videos, just come down and say hello. I'm more than happy to engage and tell you about the engine. Thank you for watching.